Welcome back everyone to another video, and in this video we'll be discussing about strings in Python. Previously we have completed list, tuples, sets and dictionary, and the only topic which we're left with for Python data types is strings. So let's deal with it. Now before I start, I want to tell you guys that I'm having a little bit of cold, and by little bit I mean very little. Kind of feels so bad right now, like I'm so pathetic, because this is the same feeling as it was with Tom when he was falling into the hell in a pot and Spikes was gonna cook him down. It kind of feels like that. Anyways, what are strings? String is a sequence of characters. This is simplest definition you can ever get. String is a sequence of characters or an array of characters. That's it. Suppose you have a string, let's say hello. So each of these characters which you can see right now makes up to form a string. Okay. Now the first task we have right now is to create a string. So creating a string. For that, first we need to create, let's say, a variable s1, and we can use any type of quotations like with a single quotes or double quotes, because Python doesn't have this like definition for character. There is no definition for character data types in Python. That's why we can freely use single quotes or double quotes to create a string. Okay. Unlike in other programming languages like Java or C++, there is a concept of character data type. So in those languages you need to use only single quotes, but since hey, it's Python and it will be different, so that's why we can use both single quotes as well as double quotes. Okay, so this one was from S1 and this one was from S2. What you can also do is you can create a multi-line string. How is that possible? You need to use triple quotes. I think you have guessed this. So hello world, and let's run this. See over here. Okay, now let me just add this. Yeah, the second task we have is accessing characters from a string. Now this thing is not new to you all guys, because we have we have done this, like accessing elements from lists, from tuples. So I don't think this will be quite new to you all guys. We'll be using the same indexing method for this. So let's say we have a string variable and the value is hello world, and now we'll be accessing the, let's say, the third element. So it will be 2. I have said the third element, okay, not index 3, the third element, so it will be 2. Similarly, if I want to access the last element, there are two ways. I can just say the length of the string -1, or I can just say -1, the negative indexing. We have done this in list, right? So both of this will give the output. Let's see. Okay, this hello world over here, and remember the space over here also counts. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4, the space here is 5, then 6 7 8 9 and 10. So we have said we want to get the third element, so index 2, and over here we have got this. Similarly, I have said I want to get the last element, which is number 10, the index number 10 over here. I have mentioned -1, so I've got t over here. Okay. Now, the next thing which we have to do right now is to talk about the immutability of a string. Now, strings, like tuples, like the elements in a string, the characters, are immutable. You can't change the characters of a string. It's made in that way. And due to this feature, the immutability of a string, we can use a string as a key in a dictionary. And if you haven't watched like what is a dictionary and how it works, do check it out. It is available on my channel. I will put a link in the description as well. So, immutability of a string, what does this means? Suppose you have a temporary variable, let's say hello, and let's say I want to change the third element to, let's say, n. And now if I print this variable, it will give a type error because it's simply not possible. It is made to be an immutable data type, so you can't change the value of a string. If you don't believe me, of course you won't, just check this. See, does not support item assignment. Item assignment means immutable. So let's make everything a comment. The next thing we have is deleting a string. Now, deleting a string, like you can't like change the elements of a string, the characters of a string, so you can't delete an element of a string. It's simply not possible. So what is possible is you can delete a whole string, and that's what we are gonna do. So this is simply how you delete a string. Just use the del keyword and the string you want to delete, that's it. And the fifth task in our list is updating a string. So now I know I have mentioned that you can't update a string because it's immutable and stuff, but you can update it. Like you can change the values of a string by creating a new string. See, this is like, you have to think like this to get the result. Like you can't just think in one direction, you have to think in many directions to get a particular result. Okay, so let's say I have a variable as a temp1, and let's say hello world, and let's say I have temp2, and let's say over here is 0 to 4 and this is 5. So let's say I'm taking temp1 till, let's say, 5. Okay, and then I want to say Python. Let's print this. Let's run this. Now what happened actually is, over here you can see the result. What happened actually is, wait, yeah, see, what we have done is we have taken this one. What does this means? It's actually what we say as the slicing method. So what happened is, we, like Python, the interpreter, it takes the beginning index. Since we haven't mentioned the beginning index over here, so the default value will be 0. So it will take the 0. It will go on. There is a space over here, and there is world. This is a space. Okay, so it will go on till index 4 over here, and Python by default it will not take the last index. So index 5, the space void will not take this. So it will stop over here and give the result as hello. And then we are taking Python. What we are doing over here is we are concatenating two strings. Like what we say as addition of two numbers, in strings we say as concatenation. Okay. So, and we are printing it. In this way you can update a string, the value of a string. The last task, or not the last task, the second last task over here for today is some common string methods. The first one is not a method, it's a function. It's a common function we have in Python. This is length function. What it does is it gives the length for any iterable data type. I've mentioned the word iterable. The reason being that you can't get the length of an integer or a float or a real number, right? That's why I've said an iterable data type. Okay, so let's say I have a string. Let's say hello everyone. And let's say the first thing I want to do is find the length. This is the length function. The second task over here is upper method, upper and lower method. So suppose I have say string 1 and I say hello everyone. String 2 has hello everyone. So string 1 dot upper, since it's already in uppercase, so let's make this slower, and string 2 dot upper, since it's all in lower, okay, in lowercase. So first let's run both of them and let's see what the result says. Okay, see, this one over here, it has given the length of hello everyone, the total number of characters present including the white space in between. This over here, it has changed all the uppercase characters to lowercase, while this one has changed all the lowercase characters to uppercase. Okay, so the next method we have is the strip method. Now what this does is it removes all the leading and the trailing white spaces. Suppose I have a temporary string over here and let's say hello world, print temp and print temp dot strip. Let's run both of them. See, over here there is certain white space and as well as over here, but over here there is no white space. Okay, it is quite useful in certain cases where you need to remove certain white space if a user has unintentionally or maybe intentionally the user has entered and you need to remove the white spaces because it's really not necessary. Then you can use the strip method. The last method over here is replace. Suppose I have a string, let's say temporary, let's say hello world. Let's first print this. Now what I can do is I can just replace it really means to replace certain words or certain characters. So what I will do is I will replace the word world to the word, let's say Python. Okay, and if I now print temporary, see, first one is hello world from the original value. The second one over here is after it has been replaced. Okay, so we have done the most common string methods. It was quite easy, like since you have learned lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, it is quite easy to just give you like this. Okay, there's no fancy things over here. The only thing which might intrigue you is formatting. Is the last topic, formatting a string. There are two methods. The first method is using f-string. What is an f-string? It is quite I may say that it is like it's only available in Python. Maybe some other languages have also incorporated it, but I guess it's only in Python. If you think that it's in your favorite language, then do let me know in the comments. So first, let's say t1 is, let's say, hello, and print, let's say, f t1 Python. So what I have done is, this is actually how the syntax works. You first create a variable. Like if you want to assign the value of a variable inside a certain string, you use an f string. So you have to first type the letter f in small letter, you can't use in capital letter, and then in single quotes or in double quotes or maybe in triple quotes, you just insert the variable, the name of the variable, inside curly braces, and then the string you wanna join. Okay, it's quite easy, right? Like this. And if I run this, see, hello Python. Okay, if I want to change the variable, let's say 21st Century Corporation, and now if I run it, see, 21st Century Corporation Python. So that's how you do it actually. The second method over here is using the format method. So what you can do is, let's say t2, and let's say we have created a variable and the value is 21st Century Corporation, and let's say I'm printing it, and let's say hello, and inside a variable, and dot format t2, and now if I run it, see, over here, this is for the variable t2, and this one over here is for t1. Okay, it's actually quite easy and it's quite important. Like I have used this type of thing while making a game, the snake game, and it is quite useful actually for that thing. So yeah, that's how we end this, because it's quite easy. Like since you have learned lists and tuples and all, it's quite easy at this point. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then do like it, and if you're new to my channel, then hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss an update whenever I post a new video. And the next video will be most probably on number systems, where we'll be discussing about the different type of number systems we have, and how why it is so important for us to know, like we are learning Python, so what's the use of number systems, right? And yeah, do share with your friends as well, and I'll see you next time.